Hello friends, welcome to the RJ Ruhika Sharma channel. My name is Manish. I will talk about the story name is Reign of the Poor. So before we start the video, don't forget to like, share and subscribe. So please watch till the video, and now talk about the story. The sky didn't warn anyone that day. It simply broke, not with thunder, not with pride, but with a tired sign, as if it too had carried too much for too long. And then came the rain. In the narrow lanes where roofs were stitched with tin and hope, the drops didn't sound like music. They sounded like questions. Ravi stood at the doorway of his half home, watching the rain fall like unpaid debts. Each drops slipped through cracks, through holes, through the quiet dignity his mother tried to hold together every day. For the rich, rain was romance. For Ravi, it was a test. Water crept inside like an uninvited guest, touching the floor, the bed, and the little box where his school books slept. His mother rushed, placing buckets, broken pots, anything that could fight the falling sky. But how do you stop something that falls from everywhere? Ravi stepped out. The rain hugged him without asking. Cold, sharp, endless. But he didn't move back. Instead, he looked up. Why only here? His eyes asked around him. Children danced in puddles, barefoot but fearless. Hunger had taught them something strange, how to laugh even when the world leaks. Ravi smiled too, because in that moment he understood something. The world often forgets. The poor don't fear the rain, they survive it. Hours pass, the storm didn't stop. It feels like 10 billion hours of falling, drawn, testing, but inside that endless rain, something stronger stood. Not the house, not the roof, but the people. When the rain finally slowed, the sky looked empty. But Ravi didn't. He picked up his soaked books, wiped them carefully, and whispered, "Tomorrow I will still go." Because for him, the rain wasn't the end, it was just another. Morning did not arrive with sunlight. It arrived with silence. The kind of silence that follows a long war. When even the birds wait before they speak. The rain had finally stopped, but its story was still written everywhere. The lanes were no longer lanes, they were mirrors of muddy water, reflecting broken skies. Ravi stepped out, again barefoot carefully, yet he finally, with his shoes, the ground squished beneath his feet like it was holding on to him, as if asking him to move forward. But Ravi was not someone who stopped inside the house. Inside, inside the house, his mother sat carefully, squeezing water out of cloths that never fully dried. Her hands moved fast. Her eyes were slow, lost somewhere between, lost somewhere between yesterday's storm and tomorrow worries. School, she asked softly. She asked softly. Ravi nodded. Ravi nodded, not because it was easy, but because it mattered. Because it was matter. He picked up his book The pages were wrinkled, ink slightly blurred, ink slightly blurred, like dreams that had been shaken but not erased. As he walked through the street, he saw more than water. He saw broken sleepers floating away, a torn bag stuck near a drain, small child crying over a lost toy. And yet he also saw something stronger. Neighbors helping each other, someone fixing a roof with bare hands, a woman sharing dry fruits with three others. The poor didn't have much, but they never had nothing. Ravi reached a big road. Across it stood a tall building, clean, untouched, shining like the rain had never dared to touch it. People there complained too. Traffic is horrible. My shoes got dirty. The rain ruined everything. Ravi paused. He looked at his own reflection in a puddle mud on his leg, wet shirt clinging to his skin, eyes dried out, eyes tired but alive. And for a moment he wondered, ruin for whom? He didn't stay long because his journey wasn't about comparing worlds, it was about surviving his own. At school, only a few students had come. The classroom smelled of damp wood and patience. The teacher smiled faintly as if he understood every silent struggle. Sitting in front of her, open your books, she said. Ravi did. The pages resisted at first, stuck together like they were afraid to be seen. But slowly, gently, they opened just like him. Lesson after lesson, words after word. Ravi kept going outside. The cloud still lingered, watching not with anger this time, but with curiosity. Because even after 10 million drops, after endless hours of falling, Ravi had not fallen. When school ended, the sun tried to peek through, not fully, not confidently, but enough to remind the world that storms don't stay forever. Ravi walked back home, stepping through the same muddy paths, but something had changed. The water was still there. The struggle was still there. But inside him, a quiet strength had grown as he reached his house. His mother looked at him. Surprise! You went? She asked. Ravi smiled. Yes, not proudly, not loudly, just simply because for people like him, every small step forward was a victory. The world rarely noticed that night. The sky stayed calm, but Ravi knew even if the rain returned, even if it poured for 10 billion hours again, he would still walk, still learn, still rise because the rain of the poor doesn't just test their lives, it builds them. Day passed. The sky healed faster than the streets. Water slowly disappeared, but its marks stay on walls, on clothes, on heart. The lanes dried, yet the struggles did not. Life returned, but not the same life. Ravi had changed, not outside. His slippers were still torn, his shirt still faded, but inside, something had become unbreakable. Every morning, he walked the same road. Every step still carried mud, memories, and a quiet promise I won't stop. The rain had taken things sleep, comfort, small beginning, but it had given something rare clarity. One evening, as the sky turned golden, Ravi sat outside his house, holding his now dry books. The page still had marks, tiny waves, frozen paper, like the storm had signed its name. His mother sat beside him, tired. She asked. Ravi shook his head, thinking. He replied. She smiled. because she knew Thinker was heavier than any storm. About what? She asked. Ravi looked at the sky. Why does rain feel different for us? His mother stayed silent for a moment. Then she said some softly, because we don't just feel it, we live it. That answer didn't make Ravi sad. It made him stronger. The next day at school, the teacher gave a simple topic, write about the rain. The class buzzed with excitement. Some wrote about beauty, some about joy, some about dancing in puddles. Ravi wrote slowly, not because he didn't know, not because he knew too much. He wrote about roof that couldn't fight the sky, about mothers who stay strong even when wall cried, about children who laugh, not because life was easy, but because they refused to let it win. And at the end, he wrote one line for some. Rain is weather for us. It is a story of survival. When the teacher read it, the room fell silent, not the empty silence, but the kind that understands. For the first time, Ravi wasn't just a boy from a poor lane. He was a voice. Weeks turned into months. The rainy seasons slowly walk away, leaving behind lessons no book could teach. Ravi kept studying, kept walking, kept rising, step by step, without noise, without shortcut. Because real growth doesn't shout, it builds quietly. Years later, the same lanes still existed, but Ravi didn't live there anymore. Not because he ran away, but because he moved forward. He stood one day at the edge of his old street, watching children run in fresh rain. The drops fell again. Same sky, same sound, same story. But Ravi was different now. He smiled not because the rain had changed, but because he had. A young boy ran past him, laughing in the rain, just like Ravi once did. For a second, time paused, and Ravi whispered softly, keep going no matter how long it's rain. Because he knew something the world often forgets. The reign of the poor may last for what feels like 10 billion hours. It may takes, it may test every inch of strength. It may take more than it gives. It never lasts forever. And those who survive it don't just live life, they understand it. The sky darkened again, drops began to fall. But this time they didn't feel heavy, they felt like a reminder. A reminder that storms create stories, struggles create strength, and even the poorest rain can grow the richest soul. I hope you like this video and don't forget to like, share and subscribe. Please watch till the end. We'll meet you in next video. Stay updated, stay alert.